Hi guys, what's up? It's Joel Pitt here, back with another video, and in this video it'll be for Love Island 2023 Summer Edition, Season 10, Episode 1. Of course, the winter one was in, January, February part, but this one started yesterday, and I'm literally going to be reviewing it. I'll leave a link down below to that winter season, and then of course when I do After Sun, my first video of that, I'll leave a link to the playlist. I'll also leave a link down below to, the meeting the contestants. Of course, on the Love Island app, you can do that as well, and you can see all the goss there. And then, of course, the morning after. So, without further ado, let's begin. Of course, it's going to be spoilers. If I don't say that at the start of every video, I'll put it like at the start on the playlist. But you probably know the gist if you watch my videos. But those that are new, welcome. So yeah, let's begin. So first up, we had Jess, 22 years old, from London. She said she's been single for 2 years, and her best feature that she has is her boobs. Ruchi is 24 years old, a beautician from Surrey. She's been single for 4 months. She's only been dating a few people. Now here's where it got interesting. They have never done this. Next up was a guy. Normally, they get the 5 girls or the 5 guys, and then they line them up, and then of course, they decide who they want to pick, step forward. In the last summer edition, they got randomly selected, by the public. Some of them stayed, some of them, didn't do too well. So yeah, Mitchell was next, 26 years old, from Sheffield, a gas engineer, and this has been going on the internet. He does look a bit like Luca Bish from last summer, who was with Gemma Owen. Don't get me wrong, different person, but he just looks the same. Then we had Andre, or sometimes people, he says, call me Dre, 21 years old, a business owner from Dudley, and Portuguese is his first language. Then we had Ella, 22 years old. Well, that's what she said on the video, and they said, aren't you 23? And then she was like, oh yeah, I had my birthday recently. She's a model from Glasgow. She's been single 10 months. So yeah, new format, mixed contestants, but none of them that have just met will be coupling up with each other straight away. As I said, the public makes the decision. So next we had George, 24 years old, a business development executive from Bedford, and they picked Jess for him to couple up with. Next we had Molly, 21, from Doncaster, a musical theatre performer, and she lives on a farm. They waited for a bit, and then they brought the next girl in, Catherine, 22 years old, from Dublin. She said she'd been single forever. So Molly was coupled up with Mitchell. They were wearing the same they were both wearing red. And then Catherine was coupled up with Andre. And then we had Mehdi, 26, from France. He's been single for over 2 years, and then they waited, and then they brought in Tyreek, 24 years old, semi-pro footballer from Essex. He said he's been single forever, and he has a lightning bolt under his left ear because it shows strength in his left ear, because he was actually born deaf in his right ear, he said. So yeah, Mehdi was coupled up. They decided to couple up with Ruchi, and then Tyreek was left with Ella. Ella says Tyreek and her have met before in London, but he doesn't remember. Molly has a matching tattoo with Tyreek, but Ella said she did have blonde hair back then, and then Tyreek was like, oh yeah, now I remember, but it was the hair, I didn't recognise the hair. Ruchi and Mehdi, Ruchi didn't like Mehdi at first, but then maybe a bit more combos, might get a bit better. Molly and Mitchell, there was loads of flirting, banter. The public made a great decision on them. They were talking about matching shorts. So basically they said, Molly said, I've literally got a colour of everything. You tell me a colour and we'll wear it tomorrow, but don't tell anyone. So they're just going to be randomly matching and be like, oh my gosh, you're wearing the same colour as me. Tyreek and Catherine were talking. Then Jess, Andre, Mitchell and Ruchi was just speaking about everyone, if they're happy. Then Mehdi and Ella was speaking. They had a game of beer pong. So Mitchell had to snog the 3 islanders he fancied the most. Of course, first he went for Molly, and then he went for Jess and then Ella. But then Ella just said, oh, he was good looking at the start, but that kiss was dead. Then we had Tyreek Then he had to name an islander that was big competition, so he went for Andre. He could understand that. Jess had to snog an islander that was boyfriend material, Mitchell. So that just shows you her and George, I don't think it's going to work out. George had to fake an orgasm. Molly had to do a push-up competition with an islander who she thinks is her biggest competition, so she went for Jess. Catherine had to snog 2 islanders she fancied the most, Andre and Tyreek she went for. Then Molly had to nibble the ear of the islander with the best chat, so she went for Mitchell. And then he just said, oh, you know, it was very interesting that. She can do anything she wants to me, he said. Andre had to ride an islander like a horse, who was going to be the wildest in bed, so he went for Catherine. Ella had to have a dance-off. I don't know if this is new, but like, yeah, a dance-off with the islander of the opposite sex, so she went for Medi. Ruchi had to snog 2 islanders of the opposite sex that she'd want to share a bed with, so she went for Tyreek and Andre. Then Maya came in, and then this is a new thing. The girls were asked, are you happy or could you be happier? And then if so, they had to step forward if they were not with the right one. And so Jess and Ruchi stepped forward, and then all of a sudden, here comes Zachariah, 25 years old from South East London, a personal trainer. In 24 hours, he's going to be stealing one of them girls. And it, you know, it can be anyone, not just the ones who step forward. So tonight, I don't know who he was going to pick, but there's going to be some chance. He's going to bring his game out. But anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.